Hey folks, this is Johndrow with positive news for you. And 'tis the season to be jolly. I know my kids would be embarrassed to see me wearing a hat like this and things like that. But as I sit here in front of my Christmas tree reminds me of all the great things that are going on in my life. Reminds me of all the things that have occurred in my life. My wife and I got married 30 plus years ago, and there's an ornament that was given to us for our first Christmas. And so Christmas trees often reflect where we've been, and they bring hope for a season of what's to come. One of the things that I participate in my own life is I participate in what we call Advent. I love Advent calendars. I recently just got, believe it or not, I got this hot sauce, 25 days of hot sauce. My wife got 25 days of chocolate. I have Lego calendars. I have all sorts of advent calendars because I really need to be reminded to slow the train up. And so, here at Positive News, there's a lot of great things going on, a lot of new articles coming out. I want to share some of the stuff that we've been doing just for the Christmas season over the years. If you followed us, we began in 2017. In 2017, I began to put up stories about Christmas movies that I loved. I don't know about you, but my kids know that I love Christmas Vacation. So I have ornaments that talk about, as Chevy Chase is talking to his son in the movie, Clark Griswold talking to his son, and he's talking about never overdoing it. My kids just roll their eyes because they know that that's who I am. One of my kids just gave me a large stand up of Clark Griswold this year, and it plays like, I don't know, 16 or 20 different clips and things like that. I love Christmas movies. I've already watched 34th Street, just some of the ones you might know. Jack Frost, I love that. It's sad, but I really love it. I watched the original 34th. Um, I've watched those kind of things. I watched The Grinch the other day, one of the few animated ones that I do like to watch. Peanuts is another one. I have some more movies on the table. I have bought all the, Christmas Story and Christmas Vacation and all that. And that's just the movies and things like that. We have monster tubs of lights and things like that. And, behind me is one of the trees. And it just reflects where we're going, where we've been, talks about some of the kids. There's pictures the little kids made when they were, in school and things like that. My grandson helped me put it up the other day. But, Christmas is important for many people. The holidays in general are important for a lot of people. If you were to go to our site and just type in the word Christmas, what you would find is I recently put up Christmas in the 1960s. And for those of you who know me, I wrote a book about Christmas and what it was like growing up in the 60s. But this is just an article that I put up. I put up things about, have you sent out your Christmas cards? The Christmas cards, so they're fewer over the years. They're up on the tree, going up on the door over there. I put together articles about going out and looking at Christmas lights and things like that. I picked up some of my favorite locations throughout the Northeast, all the way down to like Philadelphia and New York City and Lake George and places like that. But I also have all places from being on the Cape and being in Vermont, being in Maine, and being in all these different places, some pictures of lighthouses and stuff like that. Things to do, places to visit. Like I love Christmas for many, many reasons. My kids would tell you I've dragged them out. Pack food, pack hot chocolate, go out, drive around town, drive. I've driven them distances to go watch big lighting displays. My personal heart is I would love to do one where I live in Keene. So if you watch this and you think you want to do something, reach out to me. Maybe we can do something super fun. But I also talk about, the strategies that we need to sometimes get through the season and how to be positive when, it's difficult. I have a number of friends that have passed away in the last year. I have friends whose family members have passed away. It's been really hard for me to watch what they're going through. This is the first Christmas for many people where they may not have a family member there and things like that. And I encourage people, just walk with these people, just give them a hug. It's not always necessary to say something, but sometimes you just got to be there and do the things. So that's the Christmas part of what we're doing here at Positive News. But there's more to come, and there's a lot more to come. As we get ready, our nonprofit, we've begun to take on this project called Grandpa Owl. It's about bringing positivity and resilience to school children and things like that. I literally just got off the phone with my friend who is a corporate trainer, and he's been a manager, and he's put together this whole curricula for school kids, whether they're homeschooled, whether they're online school, whether they're in school, like public school, religious school, private school, charter school, all those things. He is in the process of developing all that and providing accompanying books and manuals and things like that. So that's one of the things we're doing. I strongly believe that we need to teach our children and our grandchildren how to face difficult times in our lives. How do we teach children to be empathetic? How do we teach them to not be bullies? What do they do when they are bullied? How do they respond? What can they do? Where can they go? If you've watched me or followed my writings over the years and things like that, I have a grandson. He watched his friends during COVID that were being bullied and stuff, and he was really disappointed in the response to the bullying. It was, he's a big kid. He wasn't really worried about it, but he came to me and he said, "I can't be in school anymore. It's too hard to watch people be abused." And I was like, "Okay, so what are we going to do?" So we went to an online school model and provided classes, and he's a senior right now. His grades have gone up exponentially. He gets to see the people he wants to hang out with, and be with the ones that he wants to be with, as well as participate. He's become more confident in himself. I'm in the middle of teaching him how to drive. People say, what does that have to do with, positive news for you? Every day I come out with a series of news, for the day that I've found throughout, running around the internet trying to find great stories. For instance, today is called Gingerbread Decorating Day, and it's a day where they encourage you to, you know, make gingerbread cookies and decorate them. And so, the title of today's page was Get the Candy Out and the Icing Out and Decorate these things, and I put tips in how to observe the day that we write, that you'll find positive things that are in there. One of them is Launch and Learn, Everything is a Process. It's by Daniel Laporte. And then we get to the news section. And so I'm just going to read you some of the headlines I put up. In her post-tour era, Taylor Swift was spotted spreading joy at Kansas City Children's Hospital. My feed has been filled with pictures of her and children and nurses and doctors and people who were there. And I think it's really, really cool. I will say this. I really appreciate what she's brought to the football scene, and I really appreciate what Travis Kelce has brought to the Taylor Swift scene. It's not my music, but I want to say that if, I'm proud of my daughters. I want them to go as far as they can and do what they need to do. So that's positive to me. This drug is being considered the breakthrough of the year. Could mean the end of the HIV epidemic. Back in the 90s, I was working with people. I was being called to nursing homes and to hospitals and things. People had HIV. There was AIDS pandemic, all those kind of things. People were frightened. I'm in ministry, so I was going into these places and meeting. So here's this drug that they're heralding as possibly the drug of the year. Uh, there's some other ones. Here's one that's one of my favorites today. Elementary students spread joy to seniors with carols and cupcake socks. And then there was another one, uh, that just talks about school students. The high schoolers who found the impossible proof of the Pythagorean theorem discovered 9 more solutions to it. Anytime I find myself thinking, what is this generation coming to? I go and find stories like this. We cover lots of stories about technology. We cover lots of stories about medical breakthroughs. We cover lots of stories about children, about seniors. You know, there's one, that I posted. It's going up tomorrow. So I'll just kind of preempt it a little bit about a guy who made sure that every child in town got a gift where he lived. And it wasn't a huge town, but it wasn't a tiny town either. And so I look at those things and I feel like at Positive News, as we're coming down to the last couple of weeks of 2024, as we set our sights on what we're going to do and how we're going to do it, what can we do, what can we make better? We came out with the signs that say "You are awesome." So if you're looking for something to go on your front yard and replace all those political signs that were everywhere just a few months ago, we have those. We have a full line of merchandise. We have shirts and hats and all those things. So if you're looking for merchandise, you want to buy gift certificates for a family member. I'm not the biggest advocate of gift certificates in a lot of respects. We do them. I like to sell merchandise. I like to see the merchandise get out there. But if you don't know what to get for somebody, that's one of the things you can do. It's like I wrote this article about classic cars today. Anybody that knows me knows I love classic cars. I love car shows. And I've been putting together videos of all these things that have to do with classic car shows and stuff like that. But I put together how to gift buy for a classic car owner. What do you do if you don't know what to get him or her? I should say him or her. Every show I go to, more and more women are showing up, and they're not just, holding the arm of the guy who has the car. Some of these women are bringing killer cars, and many of them are young people that are coming to the table and things like that. But there's so many things that we have on our website. I think we have like 100 different items. We have the opportunity for gift certificates. We have the opportunity to sponsor some of the things we're doing. So as we come into 2025, I'm really excited about what's going on. I'm really excited about positive news for you. Like I say, I started this in 2017 in September. We've never failed to put out a daily list of things that are going on that are way, way cool. We've put together a number of articles. We've come out with our wine series, wines throughout states and beers and craft breweries and things in every state and positive news that is going on in every state. We're still doing the financial thing. We have a young man who does podcasts. We have a sporting podcast. We have all these things, and we're always looking to do more with what we do. So if you're interested in what we do and you want to touch base with what we do, we would love to have you. If you haven't checked out our website, it's positivenewsforyou.com. You can go on Facebook. You can find Positive News for You. You can find we have a page and then we have a group. And we'd love to have you in that group. You can share your own stories. You can share the things that are going on where you live. We still hold out that, we're going to find a town crier or an ambassador for every state in the union. That's kind of where I want to head the train. And that's been my heart for a long time. The big project, as I say, for us is we're going to take on this educational piece. And that's going to go through our nonprofit and that's going to be available. But if you mentioned that you saw this video and things and you have questions, reach out to me and let's have a conversation. If you see some ways we might be able to do things better, I'm not looking for SEO specialists. I'm not looking for people to change my website and things like that. What I'm looking for, people want to read stories. People want to see videos. If you have a video of a Christmas parade in your town or, a homecoming and you want to send those videos to us, we love that kind of stuff. So thanks. As we finish up this year, I probably will put together a couple more as we come into the new year. If I don't get back on here, Merry Christmas to those of you who celebrate Christmas. To those of you who celebrate other things, we wish you the best in this holiday season. I'm not going to get into trying to be politically correct or politically incorrect. That's not my goal. My goal is to share kindness, to share positivity, to make a difference in my community, to get others to join us and make a difference in their communities. So thank you and God bless you.